All right guys, so this week I got a 1984 Porsche 944 that was abandoned in the woods for over a decade. And I didn't just get one Porsche, I got two Porsches. So this week we're gonna pull this Porsche into the shop, focus on this red one, get it all cleaned up, get it running, and see if this thing can go back on the road or if we're gonna build it into a drift car. And then maybe next week we'll get this gold one in and we'll do the same thing with it. So let me go grab the strap in the truck and let's pull this thing into the shop and take a better look at it. All right, so the car has no brakes. Instead of pulling it into the shop and having it rear end my truck, I figured Skylar now, he just started here, helping me with the camera and everything like that. So I got an extra set of hands, so we might as well go push it into the shop. There we go, we're cruising. Yeah, they're gonna rip on me for saying Porsche. Should have said it Porsche. Yeah, they're like that. They're gonna leave it in the comments, I already know it. So now that we're going downhill, I'm gonna hop in the driver's seat and then hold the clutch since we have no brakes. And then I'll just use it getting it in gear to kind of slow it down, so that we don't fly into the shop. Oh my God, is it moldy in here? Oh, I do got brakes.
Oh, yeah, I felt that.
I got brakes.
Okay.
Push me. I could stop it.
You're stuck.
Oh wait, the brakes stopped?
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, we're pushing it and the clutch doesn't work, but the brakes do work. Only one time, and now after I hit the brakes, all the wheels are stuck and it's stuck halfway in the middle of this goddamn road. I'm gonna go grab the truck and the strap like I should have in the beginning and see if we can get this thing to break free. Yeah, okay. All right, Skylar. We'll have to put the camera down and then you might have to hit the brake. All right guys, so we got the 944 into the shop and this thing is filthy. The interior is super moldy. Wait till you see the inside of this. This is probably one of the moldiest cars we've had in the shop in a while. So I've had both of these 944s for about a year now. When I picked up the abandoned 928 that was in the woods, I got these 944s as well at the same time. Me and Brian have worked out a deal where I'm painting a Corvette for the title for the 928 and I'm also painting a Jaguar E-Type hood to get both of the titles for the 944. I love to trade work. I always get the better deal that way because it costs me just my time and labor and just a little bit in materials. Now that it's in the shop, let's open up the hood, open up the doors, check out the condition it's all in and what kind of a project we got ahead of ourselves. All right guys, so we're on the interior of the Porsche and this thing is super moldy and it smells terrible. Seat covers on these seats, if we take the seat covers off, they're pretty torn up. There's not much we could do with the seats, but we will pull these seats out of here. Carpet is super stained up. Looks like mice have been running in and out of this thing. Dash is cracked up, which is unfortunate. So the interior is a light color, so there's gonna be a lot of satisfying transformations in here. And these moldy door panels are gonna come out pretty clean, I think. All right, so we got the hood popped and this thing is filthy under the engine bay and it's gonna clean up nice, I'm pretty sure, just like the 928. The 928 was left in the woods and it was super filthy under the hood, just like this. Tons of pine needles, tons of leaves, and I'm sure there's a mouse nest somewhere in here, just like the 928. And in the 928, we had a mouse that actually was alive that jumped out of the air cleaner when I popped it. So I'm sure when I open up this air cleaner, there's probably a mouse that's living in there. See, this is a 4-cylinder. I have no idea about this motor. I have no idea about these cars. I don't know if this is a good motor or if we should LS swap it. Leave it in the comments if you know anything about this motor. I'm taking a better look at the hood and the roof here and there's a lot of blisters in the paint, so hopefully when we go to pressure wash it, we're not blowing any of this paint off. And in the future, if I do want to do anything with this car, I'm going to have to sand this hood down, sand the roof down, and I'm going to have to repaint this car. So what's cool about this 944 is it's on BBS wheels. These wheels alone are pretty expensive back in the day when these were put on, and I think they really fit the car nice. What's nice about these back rims is they're a little wider than the front rims, just like it should be, so it gives it a mean, tough look. They are a little bit corroded, so I'm hoping that when we clean them up, we can get them to shine up again. I would like to keep these rims on the car. One of the only ugly things on the exterior of this 944 is gonna be this fender right here where the paint's peeling up. There used to be, it looks like a dent here, and it looks like it's been popped out. So before I got all these Porsches off of Brian, he inherited them all from his dad, and he was telling me a story that his dad bought that gold 944 that was sitting next to this one, only for the fender just to put on this car so that this car could be nice again. But he ended up never doing it because he said this fender's actually salvageable. So eventually if I do anything with this car, we're gonna have to sand this spot down, do a little bit of body work and paint it. So leave in the comments if you would like to see me do some paint work like that, because I am a painter and I'm a body guy more than I am a mechanic and more than I am a detailer. Maybe one day I'll paint this fender or paint this whole car for you guys. So the one thing I do like about these 944s that catch my attention is that they are kind of wide bodied, unlike the 924s, and they got this nice big spoiler on the back. So it just gives it a tougher, meaner look. Besides the spoiler and the wide body, if you guys know anything that's different between the 944 and the 924, leave it in the comments so I could understand a little bit more about these Porsches or Porsches. All right guys, so we looked over the 944 and this thing is filthy and the interior is full of mold. So this is gonna be one heck of a transformation, and I personally think this is kind of a cool looking car. I like the wide body on it. I like the big spoiler off of it. I think an LS in this, make this into a drift car would make a really cool car. I've always wanted a drift car and I got 2 of them too. So it'd be nice to make 2 of them, and then I could have an extra for my friends and whoever's with me to go and hit the track too. So maybe we'll make some content like that in the future. So now I'm gonna go grab my vacuum. We're gonna suck up all these pine needles and leaves, and then we're gonna start washing on it. So I think that's enough said. Let's get into this detail. Get her open and see if anything's in here. Got this. Oh, yeah, there's the mouse nest. Where's the mouse? Definitely something that has been here recently. And he ate through the air cleaner. Oh no. Oh. All right guys, so we got the exterior all finished and clean, and all I have to do now is just polish it up. But for now, we're gonna go ahead onto the interior, get this thing cleaned up. I tried to get these seats out of here, but they are pretty rusty. They don't slide back and forth, so I can't get to the bolts, and the bolts are too rusty anyways to even get undone. This interior is super filthy. There's a lot of mold in here, so we got a lot of work ahead of ourselves. So let me go grab the shop vac and get started. So I don't have the key to get the back hatch open, so we're gonna have to try to manually get it open. I see the wire here. I'm gonna need a screwdriver. Aha! All right, guys, so we got the interior of the 944 all cleaned up. Now I'm going back onto the exterior to get this paint all polished up and to get these tires shined up. And then once we're all finished with the exterior, we'll pop the hood and try to see if we get this motor running. I'm gonna go grab my polisher and some polish, and let's get started on this paint. All right, guys, so I got the 944 all cleaned up, and now we're gonna mess with it and see if we get started. I had Ryan come over from last week. He was here getting the 51 started with Jeff. So he's a little more acknowledged with the 944. I don't know anything about him. Well, let's pop the hood and see what we could do.
Let's do it. How many miles are on this car?
I don't know.
94,000.
Is it 94,000?
Yeah, just a baby.
I never even looked at it. How them plugs look.
That first one looks just fine. Doesn't look like it's got many miles on it.
No, it doesn't. It looks pretty.
Okay, cylinder one, hopefully no surprises. There's the cylinder wall here, on top of the piston. So we've got a side view on this camera too. We'll try that. There we go. That gets our cylinder walls a little bit better. Check out number two. This cylinder's up a little bit further, so we might not get a good look at the...
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
There we go, maybe. So that piston's got a little bit more travel to it coming up. And there's a little bit of corrosion.
Amount of corrosion, is that concerning or okay?
It's hard to see without getting close to it. It's not good. It looks like there might be some pitting. What we'll do is we'll put some oil down in the cylinders, turn the engine over, and then maybe go back down in there and scope it again to see what it looks like. Oh, not bad. Okay. Better than I expected for sitting for 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Just going to spray some lubricating oil down in there. That way when we do turn the engine over for the first time, it's not dry rings on a dry cylinder wall.
Right.
And it'll probably clean up the majority of the corrosion we saw. And then maybe once we get it running for a while, we'll scope those again just to see what the final condition is. Okay, I think next thing to do, since these are an interference motor and they have a timing belt, it's been sitting for so long, this front cover on the engine, I think we should pull that off there, inspect the timing belt, make sure there's no major cracks, there's no teeth missing, there's no fraying, because it could be catastrophic. If we turn it over, that thing breaks, and then pistons hitting valves, not good.
Yeah.
So
That's what I do remember is when I did the 928, everybody left in the comments about check the timing belt before you start it, and that was a big issue that they had.
yeah.
So yeah.
Especially sitting for so long, they can dry out. And the chances of it breaking slim to none, but for an extra half hour of time spent, it's worth it.
Yeah, might
it's
as well.
worth it.
Yeah.
So there's actually two belts on this car. You have the one for the timing belt, and then in the 944s, there's a counterbalance shaft in there. So this engine was used, or a variant of this was used in the 924. People complained about them being kind of vibey, shaking. Yeah. So Porsche rectified that by adding a counterbalance shaft in these. So there's a separate rubber belt similar to the timing belt just behind the timing belt. And you know, if that breaks, it's not the end of the world. Right. But we'll get a good look at it.
All right.
See what's going on. Fingers crossed, they're not all cracked up. There we go. Okay, so this would be your timing belt here, going up to the cam, and this other belt in the front, that is for that counterbalance shaft. They're still supple.
Belt seem all right.
That tensioner's still on there. I actually don't even see any cracks in them. I mean, there's some corrosion on the pulleys, but
Really?
no, I'm not scared to turn it over.
with the condition that everything's in, it probably ran when parked.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, those plugs look pretty darn decent. The cap and rotor look like they were replaced at the same time as the plugs. All the plugs are burnt the same. All the cylinders look the same. I've got high hopes. Okay, the terminals seem to be on the right side for this too. We got marker lights. Let's see if she turns over. Go ahead. Here's some buzzing in here. Now this is a cruise control. That motor's buzzing. Yeah, we got to figure out where the starter is on this. Yeah, so this has the old style ceramic fuses. Or it's just a ceramic insulator and copper going from one end to the other. And from sitting outside for so many years, that whole panel's got corrosion. It's not horrible, but I think we should pop all of these out, clean up all the contacts, put the fuses back in, and then see what happens.
Okay.
Well, we located the starter. It's right on the bottom of the bell housing, almost dead center. We're just going to tap that to see if we get lucky. Maybe it'll free it up and maybe start turning over. They say 10% of the time, it works every time. I don't think it's going to happen.
I beat it up. Replace that, huh?
Yeah, you can hear and feel the relay clicking. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, so we got as far as we could. We think it needs a starter. So after seeing everything, what do you think? You think it's going to run good?
I don't see anything that's going to stop it from running. All the cylinders look good. The timing belt's still in good condition, so we know that didn't break, and that wasn't the reason they parked it. The fuel pump is working. Starter relay is working. So yeah, I think it's just the starter is locked up from sitting for a decade.
Right.
So yeah, I think a new starter in there, and you're off to the races, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I'm going to go to the parts store right now, grab a starter, and hopefully we can get this thing fired up. And I appreciate you coming out, Ryan.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
good time.
and,
It's been about a decade since I've worked on one of these, so always fun. They're cool cars.
All right, so I got a starter in there, and we still have the same issue. There's just no power getting to the starter, so there's an underlying issue that I don't know. We're going to have to follow some wires and figure out that issue, but we're out of time this week, so that's all I can do. But I'll do a little bit of a follow-up next week, and I'll let you know if we can get this thing going. Likely, I'm not going to be using this motor in this car anyways. I'll probably be LS swapping this and making it into a drift car, because that's personally what I would do with this thing. I heard those 4 cylinders are pretty gutless, so there's not a lot of power in them anyway. Besides that, the paint has some blistering on the hood and the roof here. This car came out a lot nicer than I expected, and the interior itself came out a lot better than I had expected. And for a Michigan car that has been sitting in the woods, underneath there is absolutely no rust. I didn't find one spot of rust, not even surface rust on any of the body. And overall, this thing is in really good condition, and it would make a perfect project car to make into a drift car. If you guys would like to see videos of me building this into a drift car and putting an LS in it, leave it in the comments, because more likely that's what I'm going to do anyways. And it would be a nice car to learn how to put a motor in and all that, because I haven't dropped an LS into something, so it'd be cool to do all the fabrication and get this thing going and to learn everything step by step, and then you guys can watch me learn as I go. And we got some really exciting things coming to the channel. I hired a guy, so he's giving me some extra hand, and he's helping with the camera, so it's going to make things go a lot quicker, and I could pump out more videos. So we're hoping to make it every week, and I promise you, I think we're going to be able to do it every week. And in a couple weeks, we got a really exciting video for you guys. We got another YouTube channel that hit us up about some barn finds that I can't tell you yet, but they are going to break the internet. So you got to stay tuned, because this is going to be pretty exciting. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you next week.